My sister was an amazing person. She was the light of the room always, and her name was Anna. She passed away a mile away from my house when I was in 5th grade. She was coming home from work. She wasn't driving. She was in the back left seat, and she was the only one that didn't walk away. I just remember coming home from school. I just thought I was going home, got released early, and I was smiling because I was so excited to get home from school because all I ever wanted to do was go home and play guitar or go to the golf course. When I heard this weird noise from inside, and it sounded like everybody was weeping, and it started clicking that something was terribly wrong, and my dad told me, and he sounded, I'd never heard any kind of noise come out of his mouth like that. But now, as a 21-year-old, looking back at, 11 years ago, I was a lot different kid before that happened, and immediately after. I just remember keep having to go. There was just no reason to not keep going. For me, I was so young. That was kind of the first step in developing who I am today. I'd say the biggest thing. Looking back on it, I can see the huge change in my father, and he would get terrible nightmares, and then he'd wake up and just start bawling. It was like haunting him. He would never come out and say anything to show any weakness in him because he felt he had to lead by example. Example to him was to be that stone rock of the family and the foundation. And he was that ultimate figure for me to look up to, since I can remember. Once I started to see my sister's death eat away at his soul, and it was just a very different thing for him after a while. Eventually, all those issues built up, and it's a snowball effect, and it keeps going, and then it's all of a sudden a hurricane and inside of you, and you make a quick impulse decision. My father committed suicide by my sister's grave at the cemetery. They found him in the car. It was a huge twist in my perception of who my father was. It was the complete 180. So my whole world, turned upside down right away. Everything kind of toppled, my whole belief system and everything that I knew as truth, and all the green grass on the other side started to wither up, and everything was different. We were all victims of what my father had done, so we made a pact right there. We call it the suicide pact. We can't do anything harmful because we know how any effect of what a loved one does to themselves, in a harmful way, has that same exact effect to the people in the immediate family because we were so close. And I think that was kind of like the one thing I needed right away to always keep true to. I just had to turn to some alternative thing, and creativity was the best way for me early on to just vent. There's a hole that's in you. You try to fill with answers, and that hole with me is filled with creativity and having the passion to always create. I got with Chris and Jay in my band right now, right before my father passed away, so they saw that whole thing happen, and then we were just so young, and no one knew what was happening. No one knew anything about anything. So that was the best part. It was like this innocent way of releasing, which has become the band now. Everybody has their own trials in life, and everybody has their own hurdles. I just know by example that having the pure will to just wake up and be able to be my own individual person and be a strong enough person to create my own things, which is music, or even if it's photography or recording another band, that is my new purpose, and it's been brought about by these things that have happened to me. You can change on a daily basis by just simply creating something you love.